Tony Abbott, thanks for your time tonight.
It's always good to see you, Brian, and thank you for inviting me in.
You must get very sick of people pointing out that you've said something that completely contradicts your position on a matter.
Well, you'd be surprised how often they do this, Brian.
It's not very helpful in your position,
It's terribly unhelpful, Brian. It's very, very unhelpful. I mean, it's a difficult enough job anyway.
Yeah, without getting sniped at all the time.
Yeah, well, it's not just being sniped at. It's the criticism, Brian, for saying things that are actually mutually exclusive.
That is tough.
Oh, it's
That is
terribly
very,
tough. I
very
mean, I
tough.
need to make statements, Brian.
Sure,
I mean, this is what I do.
Well, you
This
say
is-
things.
This is what the role is. I mean, I'm the leader of the opposition. I
Yeah.
haven't got a lot of choice.
I mean, it really completely undercuts your purpose, doesn't it?
It does. An absolutely relentless focus on what you've said. All the time.
All the time.
All
yeah.
the time.
And you wouldn't get a break from it.
It's absolutely... I mean, Brian, it literally happens all the time.
It must get very tiresome.
Brian, I'll be honest with you, sometimes I wonder why I bother. I
Really?
honestly sometimes
Really?
wonder, why would you bother?
Sure, sure. On the other hand, it could be one way of interpreting the role of the leader of the opposition, couldn't it?
What, that you generate statements that are actually opposed to one another?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit of a stretch, Brian. I think it would be broadly understood in the community that the role of the opposition leader is to make statements that are not so much opposed to each other, but opposed to the statements made by the government.
Yeah, but generating ideas that are at loggerheads with themselves, that's a great start.
It's a healthy start. There's no
You're off to
question.
a flyer
It's a very
there, aren't you?
encouraging
Yeah,
start.
sure.
The direction would be the thing you'd be looking for
Yeah,
next.
I suppose it would be a lot better if what you said made sense.
In a perfect world, yeah, right.
Sure.
You know, ideally it would. Yeah.
Because you had one of those this week, didn't you? With
I have them every week, Brian. As I
yeah.
say, you'd be surprised how often this happens.
Yeah, with the carbon tax, because
That's right.
you're opposed to a carbon tax.
Of course I am. It's a great, big, huge new government tax on businesses and families right across Australia. Australian businesses and Australian families. A tax on all of them.
And previously, though, you said if you wanted to bring in a carbon price, well, bring in a carbon tax.
Well, that'd be the way to do it. Yeah, just don't muck about. Bring it in.
Yeah,
You're going to bring it in, bring it in.
Sure,
Yeah.
but you're opposed to it.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the difficulty for me, Brian. You've
that
spotted
is
it
tough.
in one.
That is hard.
It's
Yep.
very tough.
So what
Brian.
did you say?
I said that the first statement was made before Copenhagen.
Copenhagen.
Copenhagen, yes, a place in Europe. I think it's in Europe.
Copenhagen. Well,
Dave, where's Copenhagen?
what did they say when you said
Oh,
Copenhagen?
a ripple of applause in the party room.
In the party room. What
Yeah.
about outside?
Oh, it didn't go so well out there. No, it's tough out there, Brian. It's tough out there.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Oh,
Sounds
it's
really
very tough out there. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good luck with it all, Tony Abbott. And,
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in.
Is that
Yeah.
it? You haven't got any other questions? No? Nothing else you'd like to discuss?
No, not really. No, why?
I'm not going out there, Brian.
Yeah.
It's tough out there.
Yeah.